All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The king is back. The king is back. Simon Èkpà is back. Now, the Finland authorities have been waiting for the Nigerian government to show the proof. Let them bring the proof of claiming that Simon Èkpà is a terrorist. Let them bring the proof. But funny enough, Simon Èkpà have been able to present a lot of proof. A lot of proof, my brothers, my sisters. Today is a joyful day in the land of Biafra. A lot of proof day. Proof day that these men have invaded our communities. These men now use bomb. These men now bomb different communities in Southeast. These men kill innocent Biafrans. They mount various checkpoints in Southeast through their Fulani headsmen and so. So, the agitation did not start now. Even the Finnish government knows that the agitation did not start now. This is something that have claimed the life of over 3 million people. This is a conventional war that happened for close to 3 years. So it's not something that the whole world is new to. This is something that have happened. One of the biggest, the greatest loss of life in the history of Africa. So this is it. The whole world now knows what is happening. Even Trump himself knows what is happening. So there is no claim. There is no claim. You think if Finland is Kenya, that you kidnapped Mazen Carlo, and you couldn't even try him in any court in the zoo. So that is it. So it's a great news in Biafra land. Now let's throw more light to this particular topic so that you can understand the audacity of what we are fighting for and what we are talking about. Now, listen.
Like like this will be Nadi Chomo Majoy. For these criminals, and their likes to even come near you, that means you must have put your leg or your body near them. That's why I said, you must make yourself available near them for them to tell you their stupid stories. If you don't go near them, they cannot have the opportunity to tell you their crazy story. How can somebody say that he was appointed by CRC, Conflict Resolution Committee, that the Brigade Cabinet had a meeting and dissolved officially? The Brigade Cabinet officially conducted a meeting and dissolved the CRC headed by this Imam Madrabo. Okay, no. By a vote. It was voted on. The vote was about 20 or 21 to 9 by the Brigade Cabinet under His Excellency Simon Èkpà. We took a vote, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, I can't even remember, to dissolve the Conflict Resolution Committee, which is just a small committee working under the government to resolve issues. If there are people that have problems, and we do not want them to disturb the government, we just push them to those people. But we dissolve the CRC when they set out of their boundaries to write a letter to overthrow our Obatobie, our Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, without the approval of the Brigade Cabinet, without the approval of the government, without the approval of any leadership of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Immediately they didn't see Obatobia 1 or 2 days. This small CRC committee that they said they elected their fellow criminals to lead them went and wrote a letter, and that letter, I believe most of you have seen it online, to overthrow our Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, according to them, to appoint somebody that will take over Obatobia's position. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has laid a solid structure for Brigade and for the United States of Biafra from day one, from beginning to end. There is no vacancy anywhere in the government under Obatobia, not even one. But to show you how criminally minded this CR Imam Madabu and Professor Chomo Koma and their gang join what it is, they know that Obatobie has a structure in place. They went ahead to write that letter, that illegal letter. And when that letter, and again, I hear somebody was saying, the Imam Madam was saying, they wrote the letter. And what they wanted was after we come back from Finland, they will start discussing the letter. But they already circulated the letter to the whole world. Anything you post in a place where there are more than 3, 4, 5 people online, it's going to go to the whole. How are you going to secure that it's only just those 5 people? That is why when we have meetings like this, we know the whole world is going to know what we are saying. They're going to hear what we are saying. You're going to deceive yourself if anything we say is not on BBC or CNN or in the Defense Army or like the zoo government or the home. You're going to be deceiving yourself if you think it's not going to be known because it's online. So when they say that they wanted it to be discussed after we come from Finland, but it is these same criminals that went and posted it on the Brigade Cabinet Forum. That Brigade Cabinet Forum, we have over 60-something individuals there. How do you expect that to be private? And they forwarded it to me. This same Imam Madabo, he forwarded that criminal letter to me. That he and his group, engineered by this Ogenkere, they wanted Ogenkere to take over Odogu's position. That was clearly just what that letter says. And that was why we have to call an emergency meeting of the Brigade Cabinet members to discuss the letter that has been publicly displayed. It's not as if the CRC made that decision and kept it to themselves. That would have been a different thing. If they made that decision, kept it to themselves till after Finland, they can say, okay, they're going to present it to me. I am the chief of staff. There is a reason for that position. Just like everybody here have their position, which they play for the Biafran government, given and approved by the Prime Minister. But no, what they did was to post it publicly on the Brigade Cabinet, where there's over 60-something people. Post it privately to some Brigade Cabinet members, which I am among the people. I received the letter from Imam Madrabo. And they know they do not have the right to do what they are doing. Conflict resolution is just a very small, one of the smallest committee we have under the Biafra government to resolve disputes that arise, maybe two Brigade Cabinet member, maybe they don't like themselves, or somebody said this, or the one but somebody gossip, because we do not want them to disturb the activities and the functionings of the government. That was why Obatobe established that government. So now, when the Brigade Cabinet called an emergency meeting based on this thing, during that meeting, this same Imam Madrabu that signed his name on that overthrow letter, we, the cabinet, many people, we reached out to him. We were calling him to come into the meeting and explain to us the meaning of this letter that he wrote, he and his cohorts. We were waiting for Imam Madrabu for minutes, for hours during the cabinet meeting. He refused. He disappeared. He didn't want to come into the Brigade cabinet meeting. But his signature was on that letter to overthrow Obatobe, our Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, and appoint a replacement when he knows that Odogu already have a chief of staff. It falls within my office if there is a need to replace any staff under this government, both in this USP and on the Brigade. But because they have their own agenda, because they know who they are working for, their intention was to disrupt what Obatobe has put in place. When Brigade cabinet member waited for him to come and explain, we waited throughout that meeting. He didn't show up. Many people reached out to him privately to tell him to come into the meeting. He refused. So always watch their trend. When we have Brigade cabinet meetings and we invite these criminals to come to the meeting and officially explain themselves, Their trademark is they always refuse to come in. But they will feel comfortable to go behind and be lying to Biafrans. They will feel comfortable going behind to be lying to Obatobie. They will feel comfortable going behind to disrupt the facts and confuse those who they were able to confuse. Imam Madabu refused to come to the cabinet meeting. Based on that, the cabinet took a decision to dissolve the CRC because what they did was not within their power to do that. And we put it to vote. And the majority, about 20 or 21, voted against 9 of them. That was how the CRC, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, United States of Biafra, de facto government was dissolved till today. We have not revisited that. So as of today, that CRC committee stands dissolved. So how come this same CRC we dissolved like 3 weeks ago now went behind? We dissolved them with a vote from the cabinet of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Now went behind like 3 days or 4 days ago, I don't know, to now come together again and say they are appointing another criminal among them, Ogenkere, to lead who I don't even know. So what is the justification for that, if not just criminality to destroy what Obatobie is building? Usually, I don't want to go into details on these kind of issues, but because I know what is going on, that is why every now and then I just want to tell Biafrans so that everybody is going to be on the same page and know what is going on. So that when you hear their lies publicly, you will ask them the necessary question. I usually prefer when people ask me specific question and I'm going to go ahead and explain to them. That takes me to the next point. One of these criminals called Bam Bam Bam, when I saw when he was saying and lying to Biafrans, oh, how much he lost Simon Èkpà, oh, how much they are communicating with men on ground, oh, how much, and I tell Biafrans, anybody that is truly following our Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, you must dissociate yourself from this criminal called Bam 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 and his cohorts, Sonia Parawa, Ogenkere, the one that is called success. Any true Biafran following Prime Minister Simon Èkpà, make sure you do not associate yourself with that criminal element called success, who I know has run away to Ghana to hide. Because as you are planning, others are planning, and that's all I keep telling people. When you think you know something, you do not know what Obatobie has put in place to destroy that thing you know. And that's why initially I will always reach out to you. I will always encourage people. Let us follow the footsteps. Let us follow the agenda of the Prime Minister. It is the right thing to do. But if you refuse, if you decide there's something you know that the COS does not know, if you decide there's something you know that this government does not know, then you are on your own. Anything that happens to you, it is not my concern. It is not the concern of this government. But if you step outside the box, outside the plan of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Èkpà, you cannot go far at all. And I keep telling people, so that individual went ahead to be lying to people publicly that, oh, COS did this, COS do that. Again, I'm not going to get into their little childish, I call it childish lies. That COS did not do this, COS did not apply for Biafran ID card, that COS was against those doing ID card. Again, Biafrans, let me show you. This is my Biafran ID card. This is my Biafra COS ID card for the Biafra government, United States of Biafra. This is the front and this is the back. I'm not hiding it. I'm not hiding my ID card. My information is on the public domain. So when people like that, those that listen to idiots, criminals like Bam 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 tells you that the COS did not apply for her ID card or don't have it, you have a question today to go and ask her. I thought you said COS does not have ID card. That he showed it to us today or during the Asia Middle East visit. That will show you Biafrans that are following these criminals. Following these criminals knowingly or unknowingly. You know the truth, but you want to be following them. You are doing a great disservice, not only to the United States of Biafra, not only to Obato Obie, because some of you, I know the trust Obato Obie have on some of you. I know how high Obato Obie holds some of you. So when you go ahead and start following these criminals, you have a question to answer to Obato Obie. That's all I can tell you. Stand in the path of truth. Do not follow criminals that lie against COS or against. And again, I keep telling dear friends, this is not about me. So those of you that keep saying, oh, COS, and again, I understand and I hear when people say, COS, I support you 100%, but it's not about me. It's not about our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. It is not about His Excellency Prime Minister Simon Èkpà. It is what all of us have collectively lived for the past 2 years to ensure that our country stands. To ensure that this kind of criminality being perpetrated by these individuals that are parading themselves to the people, the unsuspecting Biafrans, we want to ensure that criminality that is a cancer, we cut it off from day one. So when they come with all these kind of lies, please.
Yesterday, have they finished discussing yesterday? You know, I give them topic. I don't know whether they have finished discussing yesterday. Have they finished discussing yesterday? Because I see a lot of them running mad on social media. Simon Èkpà, nobody. Simon Èkpà is this. Simon Èkpà did this. Simon Èkpà did that. I am telling you now, Tina Sanworu, for the last time, if anything happened to any member of our gallant men, I don't need to tell you what will happen. Because I am addressing you officially for the very first time. This is not the first time you threaten our gallant men and they got killed after that. Today, we know how you are positioning the people that are criminals, just like the criminal in Finland, positioning the coordinators and all that to fight, and you are blocking everybody from, like for example now, they have blocked everybody that they should not post my videos. So how could the people who are blindly following criminals in IPOB will listen to this broadcast now and begin to recollect something we have been shouting long time ago? How can they now watch my video to liberate themselves? But one day, they will get tired of being segregated. Segregation. I want you to listen.
I'm going to my life. Respect I have everywhere. When I'm going to tell you, go to Nonime. You know, not nonsense. When you're going to manufacture, how can you have to do the manufacturing? Engineer, why would I do? And I'm not going to come back to the first who say, open doors of here.
You see, Tina Sanworu is telling and threatening our gallant men that you will feel no so soon. Now we are asking Tina Sanworu, who are these people? Apart from the ESN. Now you are getting the point. Tina Sanworu is threatening his own people who put their life on the line. Say, can we know Tina Sanworu? Who are these people? You can now be the judge. Some people already committing a bubago. Some people already committing a bubago. Some people are saying VSS. Of course. Do you need the judge? That is why I have said that any day he threatens somebody in the ESN, they have always get killed by the DSS. So now Tina Sanworu is threatening our gallant men. You know that direct threat. And you remember the threat. If you did not withdraw this thing you say, you will regret it. That is how this guy have destroyed IPOB. Of course, he can't destroy it because everything happening now is divine. Everything happening now, they are not happy. Only God knows what has possessed them. Only God knows. When you hear them, they say, oh, thank God, that did not give Simon Èkpà Radio Biafra. Is it how he has you? Oh, who knows what would have happened? Who knows whether if we have been talking on Radio Biafra and if they have followed the directive of Onyendu, the family will be intact, and who knows what would have happened, because we were moving mountain. We were ready to move mountain. But because of already premeditated sellout of our leader, betrayal of our leader, they have planned everything, waiting for our leader to give directive to Simon Èkpà, so that I war Nana, thinking that it is me. Today you have seen where it is leading them to. Today you see where, somebody say, no government. Some people are mentioning no government. No government cannot stand our men. No government cannot stand our men. Our men are gallant. So you see, I want you to listen to it.
Stop about that nonsense. I give me that already. Because of this ESA.
Did you hear that? He said that Kain even already because of this ESA. China Samoru is telling them that they have now that Biafra have bad name because of this ESA. Are you hearing it? Oh my God! Did you just hear what he said? He said that because of ESN they have bad name. Direct fight against Nnamdi Kanu structure. Direct sabotage. They say that Nnamdi Kanu structure gave them bad name. I want you to listen to it. I didn't say it. Listen.
Stop about that nonsense. Can you give me that already? Because of this ESA.
So that they will not say I interrupted it.
Stop about that nonsense. Can you give me that already? Because of this ESA.
Did you hear that? Already because of this ESA. They are fighting the structure of Nnamdi Kanu. Now you see why the council sit at home. Is a part of the yes.
For the homeland, because I don't have access to that, I've requested for that from those people that are in charge, and they refuse. We have a new account which the finance minister is going to send to the homeland. For the diaspora, we intend between now and maybe next fundraising to sort that out. But nothing is going to change on the front end of our website. I think we're going to continue to donate at the www.ipobUSA.org. But on the back end, even if we don't do it the next fundraising, hopefully the next fundraising we should be able to, if we don't get, if we're not satisfied with the report, for now, we are going to, the finance department is going to take care of that. So yeah, once we start fundraising, we just continue to donate the money. The only change that might be made may be at the back end if there is need for that.
So what it is because already what I'm saying is on my profile I have since February the Biafra Republic government .org/donate they pegged on my profile since February, and that makes me gives me easy access to do whatever I want to do at my leisure hour. So what it means is that from now that is not valid. Is that what you're telling me?
You said which one is not valid?
The one like in my profile I have Biafra Republic Govt./donate. The new one that came out, not the IPOBUS.com, the second one.
I think it's the same. Most of the money on the back end, like I said, goes to the same place. So any change that we're going to make is not going to affect anything anybody does on the front end. Yeah. So people can continue to donate on the front end, and the finance department is going to sort that out on what to do on the back end.
Okay, let me read out yours. Let me read it out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, let me read it out. Biafra Republic Go Biafra Republic Govt.org/donate. So someone like from me, I read it out from my timeline. I pegged it here on my profile, so I can go ahead with the donation through there, or I can tell my friends to go ahead to donation through there.
Yes, you can continue the donation through there. Like I said, nothing changes on all the front end. If we have to change it, then it's going to be on the back end. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I want to say here for now.
Thank you. Hello, good morning, my Biafra people. Good morning, the Chief of Staff of Biafra government. Please, man, Ugo 247, I greet you, sir. Greet you, Princess. Ma, I have a question. Due to your explanation about what is going on, I will thank you for coming up to clear the matters on ground. But I want to ask you, man, is it not okay to leave the people that Obatobe assigned in their position? If you can add some people to them, you can add before Obatobe comes, since they were not giving any problem to the movement before, to leave them in their virus position. Is it not okay? That's my question, ma. All right, thank you so much. Again, I think you only know what you know. As myself, as a person that is steering this ship, I know what I need to move this country forward. And if the PM has trusted me to do that, that is exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you.
Good evening. I don't know if my voice is coming up. Thank you. I got protocol observed. I greet our COS and everybody in the house. I just have a one question and a contribution to make also. The question I want to ask our COS, how are you? I want you to assure us here that our men on the ground are not going to have anything lacking. Are you assuring Biafrans of that?
Again, yes.
And I want to make just a contribution, and I will leave I will allow you to answer my question. The contribution I want to make also is that will it be possible for you to come up on a Zoom meeting or on a space program with all your cabinet members so that we can see their support to what you are doing, the new cabinet that you just selected? I don't know if such a thing can be possible.
The new cabinet members, we are going to do that as time permits. We are going to do that once we have the time to do that. As you're aware, many cabinet members are very, very busy during this transition period. Again, when it comes to our angels, there's a department that is handling that, and you can reach out to the First Minister to answer your question. But I'm in touch with everything that is needed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Chief of Staff. Thank you very much. Ugo 247, Minister of Information. I thank you, everybody. Biafrans, I greet everybody. My Chief of Staff. I have just a simple question. My question will go this way. You know, what we are fighting for now. We are in security challenge. You know what is going on in Biafran. My question now: how are you sure that these new people you are bringing is not going to sabotage our people? This is my question.
Okay, most of the people on the new cabinet, they were on the old brigade cabinet. And as far as the particular department, we have a defense department that takes care of the defense. Thank you so much.
Because the sky is your starting point, Her Excellency. Having said that, I want to appeal to everybody who is on the cabinet to throw behind the COS and encourage her. She's a lady. She needs encouragement. She needs to be supported. You know, what a man can do, a woman can do better, but she needs encouragement. Excellency, please, I want to also advise you that the Obatobie can massage so many people. You know, he's a man. In leadership and in this kind of struggle, you can massage so many egos to move forward. As a woman, you might not be able to do that, or you might not understand the intricacies. I want to implore you to, if possible, to the same path Obatobie is going. Massage as many egos as you can massage, which will not bruise the Biafrans so that all things can be going on well. Having said that, I want to please ask, since you are in direct contact with the Attorney General of our president, can you give Biafran update about their president, about their prime minister? We want to hear what is happening, what is going to be happening. Since they do the review everything. Today we get Nigeria, tomorrow we get from different bloggers that is a content creator, that. Please, can you be giving us authentic information, updating Biafra on a weekly basis, or even in 2-week basis, as the case may be, on what is happening to our prime minister in the Finland place? That is what I'm begging you, because Biafra wants to know the update. And having said that, I want to thank you once again for what you did in that